All right, so we are in standard tuning with the capo at the 6th fret. On the record, there is another guitar playing something lower, but didn't do that part. This is the main part. Okay, so just to say something about the strumming in general, I think kind of a good starting place with it is to get this kind of like low, high, 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 low, high. Just get that feel. And then you can start to mix in up, down, up, low, high, 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 up, down, up. And then eventually you can get more of those ups. Up, down, up. There's a lot of parts of the song that really are just, you know? So anyway, so you can get into that feel. I'll talk about it a little more as we get into the song. Okay, so the very beginning, if you want to play the intro exactly like that. So you're in this chord, which is like a G. It's the Wonderwall G. So first finger on the 2nd fret of the A, second finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, third finger on the 3rd fret of the B, pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E. In the very beginning, it actually starts on like the upbeat before beat 1. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is a hammer-on of that first finger note. So it's like, as you do the down, have the first finger hammer on the 2nd fret on the A. Up, hammer on, and then down, up on the highs. It's in the very beginning. And then it's gonna go to this C. You could also play this, so you could play it. Well, I'll show you how I do it first. First finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, second finger on the 3rd fret of the A. 3rd and 4th fingers stay where they are on the B and the E. Option to not do the low E string note. And also option to do the 2nd fret on the D. These are all versions of like a C add 9 chord. So, and then do a low, high, high, down, down, up, switch to D sus 4. And this is the first chord that's going to get 4 beats. If you're counting it like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a D sus 4, first finger on the 2nd fret of the G, third finger on the 3rd finger, 4th finger is where they were. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now do this again for 2 beats with the hammer on, and that's basically like a bar of 2. Like it's like 1, 2, and then you're back to this C, and now this one is for 2 bars for 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. That's the whole intro, and the intro is the same as the first half of the verse, basically the first. So it's like 1, 2, 1, C, and then the D for 4 beats. 2, 3, 4. Back to the G with the hammer on, and then for 2 beats, and then the C for 8 beats. That C is one of these places where the strum is super simple. It's just like that low, high, 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 and then maybe an up, down, up. Okay, then the singing comes in, it's the verse. And the beginning of the verse is just what we just did. Right? And now it's like it's repeating that. But this time after the G with the hammer on, go to this chord. So I'm fingering it with my first finger on the 3rd fret of the A and my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D. And you really don't even get these middle strings, the A, the D, the G, and the B. And there's another place to stay really simple with that strum. Low, high, high, and in this case low and high. Low is like the A and the D, and high is like the D, G, and B. So that's for two bars, just like that. And then back, just like the beginning part. This is just like the beginning part. And then this time you're gonna go back to this funky chord, and then it sort of resolves to, so I go from This is the way I'm fingering it. There's other ways you could finger it, but I'm doing first finger on the 3rd fret of the A, 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D, and then I'm moving to this, to 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A. So the second, the end of the verse, the second time through the progression, instead of 2 bars on this, it's 1 bar basically, and then 1 bar on this, which is more like a normal C, or like a C major 7. I noticed live, she both times, I think, resolves it from here to a full regular C, so you could play it like that. But on the record, it sounds like it goes from this to this. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A. Okay, that's the verse. So now it's going to go into this part, which we could call this the pre-chorus, we could call this the chorus. Regular A minor chord. D. It either goes straight to a D sus4. What I did, because this is what I hear on the record at least, is like just 1 bar on A minor and then a D that goes to a D sus4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like D for 2 beats and D sus4 for 2 beats. And then go to a G for 1 bar, and then the C for 1 bar, and then back A minor for 1 bar, D, D sus4, G, C. Now this time the C, so when it repeats, the C goes for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then it's going to go to this part. So this is 2 bars on G, 2 bars on the C add 9. And again, really simple strumming. 1. You can do the hammer on or not do the hammer on in this part. It's like, I think I hear it in there. So it's like the down, the beginning of it, you do it down with the hammer on, and then those ups. I mean, and those high strings on those upbeats. It just repeats that. So 2 bars on G, and then 2 bars on C, C add 9. Right? Then it's going to go back into the verse. When it goes back into the verse, the first half of the verse is instrumental, but it's the same chord progression. The vocals come back in with the second half of the verse. Then back to this like pre-chorus part, A minor to D, to G, to C, C add 9 or whatever, A minor to D, to G, to C for 2 bars. Now, back to this section, but now it's different this time. It sounds the same and the melody is the same, but this time, child of mine. Back to G, but now this time instead of going to C, it goes to E minor. E minor with, 3rd fret on the B and the E. So first finger on the 2nd fret of the A, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B, pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E. And then repeat that. G. And now back to that pre-chorus, chorus part or whatever. A minor to D to G. Repeat it. And then this time, when it goes to C, it just fades out on C. Okay, there will be a full tab chart thing available at my Patreon, link in the description. Let me know any questions or anything that you have, and thank you so much for watching.